Take you to news on the go. Operation Shanela 2 is currently underway in Alexandra Township, that's in the north of Johannesburg. Senior officials and other law enforcement officers are in that community to try to bolster the fight against crime. Watching these developments for us is SABC News reporter Calvin Dludla, who joins us now from the streets of Alexandra. And Calvin, help us place where in the township you are now and what you're seeing.
Good day to you, Ayanda, and to our SABC viewers at home. Yes, the operation is still underway, but there's a new information that we just got that there is a vehicle that was recovered here, a stolen vehicle, but the provincial commissioner is still with us. He will be able to explain more on that. Commissioner, thank you very much for your time. We got information now that there's a motor vehicle that was stolen. Where is the suspect? What is happening?
Good morning once more again. Greetings to everyone at home. Really appreciate for this opportunity. Well, of course, here in Alexandra, based on intelligence-led, fortunately, it's the information received by one of the senior management. He put the team together and then they make a follow-through. They came in here. Indeed, you can see this car here, which is driving with a permit. It is confirmed as we have our specialists, the vehicle crime investigation unit. They confirmed that the vehicle is stolen from KwaZulu-Natal since 2023 in Malvern. So we can confirm that this vehicle is stolen, but we further went and cross-checked this individual. It's an individual who's over 40 years or 42 years. We have done some search into the room. We ultimately discovered that he do have a firearm license for a specific firearm category. That itself, it means it can keep a specific ammunition, but it's having different kinds of ammunition, of which we are still doing the counting or tallying. We can just say that he will, of course, also charge with possession of unlicensed ammunitions.
We were talking about KwaZulu-Natal subs and Gauteng subs. This car, you are saying it was stolen from KwaZulu-Natal. So now, where to from here?
Well, I think I was clearly, and as I explained myself, to say this is the South African Police Service, and then nationally we have in 9 provinces. We work closely with all other provinces, but of course, very closely with KwaZulu-Natal. As I've indicated that in Don Park on the 10th of May, we had cash in transit where we managed to twat 2 suspects. And then last week, Thursday, I think you were on that crime scene where they tried to engage the police, and then we retaliated, and then we twatted 5 of those suspects. And of course, we recovered an AK-47, we recovered a revolver. So we are quite working closely, and we are assisting each other in terms of the suspects whom you might find in KwaZulu-Natal, suspect which you might find in Gauteng, but not limited to other provinces.
I see in this operation there are a lot of police officers. Most of them are heavily armed. You have arrested people on the operation. Now you have discovered a vehicle. Are you taking a leave from your colleague in KwaZulu-Natal, Lieutenant General Dludla?
Yeah, well, when you are on the operational area, it will lead you what type of work or law enforcement you're supposed to be deploying. Based on that, it will be based on situational approach, not necessarily to say this one is following that one, this one is following that one, but the situation will dictate as to say what type of workforce you're supposed to be putting in order to deal with a specific incident or specific crime-related issue. But I must indicate that one is working very closely with the Provincial Commissioner of KwaZulu-Natal and not limited to other provinces.
There was a case that I was covering where a police officer shot someone, and in Protea as well, we heard that there was a police officer again that shot others. Amongst them is also a police officer. How are you dealing with such challenges psychologically? So, because it seems as if police are experiencing a lot of difficulties, especially at work, and there's pressure. Are you taking them for counseling? Are you assisting them in any way to deal with their psychological issues?
Taking them for counseling, yes, of course. You must know that South African Police Service, we are well organized. We have employed people who deal with those specific issues. We're having a component which is called Employee Health Wellness, or EHW. You're having the psychologists within that department. We're having social workers. Those are the people who are on a daily basis. They take care in terms of I'll say professional counseling, because you can't just get like a journalist like you and then we get a counseling. So we of course in South Africa, or South African Police Service, and each and every province, we're having those professionals, those who are taking care of that. And it is worrisome, the incidents which you have cited, and more so the recent one in Protea. Glen, as we know for the fact that it involved the police official who also committed suicide, and of course we had 2 loss of life, and one of the people who have been shot, it is also a police official whom it was related that they were I will say they were related in terms of a relationship.
Let's talk about the intake that is underway now. I know that there are new police officers that are being recruited. In terms of resources in Gauteng, do you know how much police officers do you need? Because this is a highly populated province.
Yes, I'll say yes, of course. We are not a confused organization. We apply a clear methodology in terms of what number this province require, which we call a fixed establishment. And out of that fixed establishment, you're having the actual number. So based on that, we can clearly tell as to say what is the numbers which is required. But you must take note that as a provincial commissioner, I serve on the board of commissioners, where the decisions, or the highest decision-making body which is being made. And when the human resource management, they do the presentation, and then we ultimately have to have an insert and ultimately do the approval in terms of human resource across the province. And based on that, there will be a portion of which this province will get. So that process, it's a process which is systematic, not a confused, process in the South African Police Service.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Before I wrap, I just want Petuho to show you the car. This red Haval car is the car that was discovered by the members of the South African Police Service. We were told that it was stolen in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. We were told that the suspect has been arrested, is still being processed inside here. We were told that he was found with live ammunition. So police are still dealing with that. This is the house where the suspect is for now, but for now we haven't seen the suspect, because as I have mentioned, police officers are still processing him and are thoroughly searching this house. But because of time, we have to leave it here and say back to you in studio.
Calvin Dludla crisscrossing the streets of Alexandra there, keeping up with Operation Shanela, which is visiting that community. Interestingly enough, I see that suspect actually lives in what's been declared a heritage site in Alexandra. So I wonder if that in any ways contributes to the story we're telling. But Calvin Dludla live to us there from Alexandra in the north of Johannesburg. Thanks very much indeed.